Now it's time to get down to business. Despite some of the global challenges that we witnessed, Africa was one of only 2 regions to experience growth in foreign direct investment projects over the past year. And for every voice that we heard in that video, there are many, many more throughout Africa and the U.S., and some of them are with us today. Bill Killeen is the CEO of Acro Bridge, an American company. Acro is building bridges with Africa, literally. The company exports modular bridges sets to help modernize rural infrastructure. It announced major deals in Africa back in 2014. Bill, where are you? You're going to say a few words about what's happening in the time since? There you are.
Sure. Hi, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Madam Secretary, and good morning to all. First, I just want to express my gratitude for letting us give this update to you all. Acro, as the mayor says, we're in the business of bridges. We're an SME. We manufacture the bridges in Pennsylvania. We pack them in ocean containers, and we ship them around the globe. Since the 1990s, we've really focused on Africa, and very specifically the rural roads of Africa, where about 60% of the population still reside, and also specifically in the improvement of those rural roads. So to date, we've done about 1,000 bridges on the continent, and we can say that we have witnessed how transformative these bridges really are, because they truly facilitate regional trade, and they also provide access to schools and medical clinics. Now, since 2014, Acro has consummated 2 wonderful contracts with the countries of Cameroon and Zambia. These contracts encompass 200 rural road bridges with a value of about $94 million. Now, these contracts for Acro will sustain and create hundreds of jobs, plus thousands beyond Acro. We also arrange financing for the governments that are buying these bridges with our partners, and those partners were Societe Generale, Citibank, and Exim Bank USA. Right now, what we're doing is we're in the process of doing the engineering field studies, and once those field studies are complete, we're going to begin the shipment of the bridges to the continent. What we're anticipating is to begin shipment of bridges to Cameroon this year, Zambia during 2017. The shipments of the bridges will continue into 2018 with construction going onward into 2019. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Back to you.
Thank you, Bill. Now let me introduce Rahama Wright, a first-generation American with roots in Ghana and an entrepreneur whose business is empowering women in West Africa. Rahama, you have been a great friend and partner to the Department of Commerce, and we're excited to hear from you. Where's Rahama?
Thank you, Secretary Pritzker. Good morning, Your Excellencies. My appointment to the Presidential Advisory Council on Doing Business in Africa gave me the opportunity to elevate the role of women, youth, and diaspora-led business within U.S. Africa trade engagement. I started Shailene because of my connection to West Africa. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Mali, I interned in Burkina Faso, and my family is from Ghana. I grew up in a household where my American father had an advanced degree, but my Ghanaian mother had a 6th grade education. And for that reason, I created a business that positively impacts women. Shailene creates high-quality, natural, organic skincare products that source all of our shea butter from women in northern Ghana. We improved the shea butter supply chain by creating living wages for women and improving their ability to connect value-added products to the U.S. market. And we also help thousands of Americans deal with a critical issue, dry skin. Shailene is a great example of how U.S. Africa trade policy can really support small businesses that have a social impact. AGOA has reduced trade barriers and costs to exporting value-added goods from Ghana. I work with a Yali fellow that creates recycled bags that we use in our gift sets. And we currently work with 800 women, but that number is expected to double over the next 3 years as we start importing skincare ingredients from the Ivory Coast and Senegal. Companies like Shailene can only be successful when governments and the private sector partner to increase resources and opportunities. Over the last 2 years, the Advisory Council has made progress and gained momentum as evidenced by our recommendations. I'm confident as we continue to co-create and enhance commercial relationship with Africa, more companies like mine will benefit. I'm also hopeful that more African governments will create policies that acknowledge the important role that gender plays in all facets of society, particularly economics and trade. And I believe that one day, Africa will be America's largest and strongest trade partner. Thank you.
Rahama, thank you. I thought I had enough to worry about today. Now I've got to add dry skin to the list.